guys, welcome here to Woke Societies. I'm going to be dropping a nice, relaxing episode today. Just going to be recapping what I've seen over the week as far as news, and just going to do a laid back episode. I feel a lot of changes are coming. There's a lot of changes happening in my personal life, which are all good things, job wise. But I feel that everybody just right now needs a hard reset and to properly get themselves ready for a ramped up, just things from the deep state. And I feel like things are going to be ramping up as far as, oppositions, the good versus evil, especially in the political front, and just censorship and just everything, guys. I'm feeling the energies, good and evil, are going to be ramping up, and I needed to take a break personally. I do that sometimes. You guys have seen it. I'll take like a week off. I'll stop doing videos. I'll stop looking into the content, stop digging, and just reset my brain emotionally, physically, and just, come back to center. And right now, things are looking good, and I needed that week, and I had a lot of work meetings, a lot of crazy stuff going on, but everything's good. The channel is still going to prevail, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to try to put as much content as I can out there still. But today, I wanted to jump into Akun. Akun is officially up. You guys can see it. It's right here. It's still a little buggy, still a little glitchy, but it's here. It's back. It's no longer 8chan. It is Akun, and, the first hour it was up, it crashed, obviously, because the traffic just skyrocketed. But the boards are up. Everything's a little bit slow, but it's here. It's all here, guys, and it's very exciting. And even the guy, Code Monkey Z is the guy that's been putting all this back together with his entire team that created this site. But Q is going to have their venue again as far as their drops. And from what I know, it's still going to drop on qmap.pub, but it's back, guys. It's literally back. So we could see a Q drop any day, any minute now. My feeling is probably going to be a few days. Maybe they'll wait till the site is actually 100%. But as you guys can see, it's right here. It's all there, which is amazing. So again, I just want to rehash, guys. Even if you guys didn't hear, Joe M is taking a indefinite hiatus from his Instagram, from Twitter, and again, he needs. It was Jordan Sather was texting about it. They need personal time, him and his wife. They need personal time away from all this, and I totally understand that. And there's people out there that can digest this stuff 24/7. I am not one of those people. I need to get away myself. It's okay to do that. We can't possibly know everything, and we have to be okay with that. So within moments, right? Johan took his account down, and not even minutes later, we have fake accounts already. And you can tell right away, ones that have read Joe M's messages for the past 2 or 3 years now. We know how he writes. We know how he sounds via text. It's hard to explain, but you can tell right away who's fake and when he's real. So, and we have Praying Medic and all those guys that have back channels that can reach him, and they'll know exactly when, if he does come back. I don't know when, but it's okay. It's okay. We're all going to be okay. We'll be just fine. So the first article I want to get into, I want to bring this up. And again, guys, this is just going to be a recap of the week. Not a lot of breaking news going on right now. Just a recap. But I saw this, and again, it's intriguing. It's Epstein, and everyone has seen now the Epstein memes. They're everywhere. I was kind of over it for a little while because it's just saturating my news feeds everywhere. And I don't even want to read memes anymore because I know it's going to be Epstein on the bottom talking about suicide. But this was big stuff. It says forensic pathologist, person who performed Epstein autopsy in my presence didn't sign off on suicide finding. New details about the official determination that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide by hanging were revealed on Wednesday by a medical doctor who observed Epstein's August 11th autopsy. Forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden, who was hired by Epstein's brother Mark Epstein to independently investigate the incident, said the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy on the dead sex offender's body did not personally sign off on the ultimate finding that Epstein killed himself. Baden made the shocking claim during a Wednesday interview with Law and Crime Network host Linda Kenny Baden, Dr. Baden's wife, and Brian Ross. So the official finding that it was a suicide came from your old office, the New York City Medical Examiner. You're up against them now. Ross asked the 50-plus year veteran of medicine. Well, I have a difference of opinion, Baden said. It looks like now we don't have all this information. The problem is once a death is classified as a suicide, that's the end of the investigation. And guys, we all know all this is pretty obvious, right? Ross followed up asking, and the person who did the classification was the person who conducted the autopsy. To which Baden replied, no, the person who conducted the autopsy in my presence did not think there was enough information at that time to call it a suicide. So she put down pending further study, meaning pending further investigations. Just going to scroll down here, guys, the rest of it. Ross interjected, and who made that determination? The chief medical examiner, Baden said. So, not the person who actually conducted the autopsy. Ross asked, that's correct, Baden confirmed. They, and that's in brackets, kicked it upstairs, Ross mused. Baden noted that the chief medical examiner can make the decision. So guys, we all know Epstein didn't kill himself. That's obvious, right? Everyone knows that. But the reason why I bring this up is because now we have actual evidence of medical examiners looking at the body and then different people conducting and saying that, okay, you may not agree that it's suicide, but we're going to take this upstairs and we're going to label it as suicide to the higher authority. And that's the end of it. Swept under the rug. So, we all know this was an inside job. Something was allowed to happen. The deep state got Epstein. We know that. We know, and everyone knows. The same medical examiner said there was great signs of strangulation, and we all know this. The reason why I wanted to bring it up is because it wasn't just alternative media that was covering these stories. It was also mainstream media. And of course, the first thing you have to think of is if mainstream media is reporting on something, because you know they like to ignore the facts and stories that really need to be talked about, you're thinking, one, is there new information that's about to drop on Epstein? Maybe. And two, is there narratives that the mainstream media is going to try to get ahead of in case there is new information coming out about Epstein? So that is why I'm bringing this up. I really feel like there's going to be some other information coming out because, you know, we really haven't heard much of anything from Epstein's co-conspirators besides Prince Andrew. Who knows where Ghislaine Maxwell is? And, you know, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. But anything is on the table at this point. So we had that. This article. This is The Verge. Twitter will ban all political advertising starting in November. And that's this year. That's right now. Twitter is banning all political ads globally starting November 22nd, according to tweets by the company's CEO, Jack Dorsey, on Wednesday. The changes will affect both candidate ads and issue ads, although ads encouraging voter registration will still be allowed. Along with other exceptions, Dorsey said a full policy will be made available to the public on November 15th. Some might argue our actions today could favor incumbents, Dorsey said, but we have witnessed that many social movements reach massive scale without any political advertising. So Twitter right now is actively banning all political ads on their platform, while Facebook is actively letting it run rampant, which is fine. But it's funny that Twitter banned it. And now I saw this happen, and here you can see the tweets here. This is at Jack. We made the decision to stop all political advertising on Twitter globally. We believe political message reach should be earned, not bought. Why? And then they list all the bullshit reasons. But the funny thing is, I saw this tweet come out the day before, and this is Brad Parscale, the man that's in charge, I believe, in charge of Trump's 2020 campaign marketing. We know their districts have the data of the voters we need, and will have hundreds of millions of dollars to find them and turn them out. Nancy has never fought a machine like we have. She is old school, and we are working with tools she doesn't even understand. And the hashtag #AskHillary. Pretty savage. And I tweeted back, this was tweeted out yesterday, and then by coincidence, Twitter announces the next day they won't be doing any political ads. They know the red wave is coming, and Twitter and the rest of Silicon Valley will do whatever they can to stop the Trump 2020 landslide victory. And guys, that sums it up right there. If you have noticed, there are still celebrities, elites, other politicians still doing Trump polls. And once we catch wind of any of these polls, they get flipped. And then what do these guys do? These actresses, the elite politicians, they delete the tweet. They delete the poll because they see what's going on. Twitter and all of Silicon Valley is going to do whatever they can to stop the 2020 landslide, but there's going to be nothing they can do about it. And the trolls are going to be absolutely flipping out when he wins again. It's going to be a glorious day, because who's going to stop him at this point? Silicon Valley's not going to be able to stop him. They're going to try everything they can. We know they're going to try everything they can, but the donations and the money for everything going with Trump, there's ain't nothing to worry about. So yeah, guys, there's still fires out in California. I've covered this like an ungodly amount of time. You guys can watch all my past episodes on it. People are still watching them. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, PG&E is still just letting California burn, and it's all because they're bankrupt. They're absolutely bankrupt, and it's really sad what's going on. So California's governor on Friday threatened a possible takeover of the troubled utility, blamed for sparking deadly wildfires across the state with its outdated equipment unless it can emerge from bankruptcy ahead of next year's wildfire season with a plan focused on safety. Governor Gavin Newsom called all sides to a meeting early next week, saying he would personally try to mediate a solution involving Pacific Gas and Electric. But if an agreement can't be reached, Newsom said, then the state will prepare itself as backup for a scenario where we do the job for them. PG&E has come under more scrutiny in recent weeks as it cut off power to millions of people to avoid a repeat of last year's deadly fire season. The shutoffs have angered residents, businesses, and local governments who say the company has done a poor job of communicating. This is not the new normal, Newsom said, which I find it hilarious that he said that, because over this past month of October, it has been the normal. There are things that can be done immediately and will be done immediately. Pacific Gas and Electric filed for bankruptcy early this year, and this is not the first time they have, after a 2018 fire mostly destroyed the town of Paradise and killed 85 people. An investigation revealed the fire was started by one of the company's power lines that was knocked down during a windstorm. And we know, they say it's power lines, but we know about those energy weapons that PG&E has access to. Let's not forget that. But yeah, guys, it's still burning, and let's see if I can find it here, the actual tweet. I don't know if I got rid of it. I might have. Yeah, I did by accident, but it's okay. It's still burning, and we know again what Q has said about these land grabs. California is bankrupt, so they need to burn the land to get federal aid for money to start coming back into the state. That's what this is all about. They can sit there and blame the fires, but Newsom can act like he's concerned. He's going to do something about it, and we know what it's about. Q has called it out many times. So yeah, that's still happening. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's going to be an end to it anytime soon. So another news, though, quickly, Brazil police arrest a man said to be one of the world's most prolific human traffickers. And this guy's from Brazil. Brazilian federal police said they have arrested Saifullah al-Mamoun, born in Bangladesh and considered by authorities one of the world's most prolific human traffickers, in an operation conducted on Thursday after collaboration with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. A Brazilian police arrested members of a group allegedly implicated in a large scheme of smuggling people into the United States. Several arrests were made in Sao Paulo, where al-Mamoun was living, and in 3 other Brazilian cities. The police has also froze 42 bank accounts it says were used by the group to finance their activities. According to Brazilian police, he and his group were smuggling into Brazil and then to the United States people from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, and Pakistan. So a lot of countries, guys, with terrorist ties to them. So it's big news, and we keep seeing more and more of these human traffickers being arrested, and large-scale operations run by the United States and other countries to stop human trafficking. And it's no coincidence that the Trump administration has the helm, and this is happening. This is going on all over the place, and it's a good sign that the world is waking up, because human trafficking is by far the worst crime that can be done to humanity. It's terrible. And next up is the pedophilia, which we know has been rampant throughout politicians, elites, especially Hollywood. Absolutely crazy. But this, guys, I wanted to bring up because this ties into the last video that I did, the last one I posted on Monday. After Baghdadi was killed, which we all knew he blew himself up. And if you guys haven't seen the tweets that Trump put out with the dog, with the medal, that it was clearly photoshopped, but Trump again was trolling the left, and it was so embarrassing. You have these people giving detailed description and making threads about how Trump photoshopped it, and Trump knew we all knew he photoshopped it, but again, it was a masterful troll job, and it was absolutely great. But that has ties to this too. But this was interesting to me as far as what happened with Baghdadi. A little over 72 hours after Baghdadi operation and recovery of a massive treasure trove of intelligence, Israel abruptly closes all diplomatic missions around the world. Why did ISIS never touch Israel? Why did Israeli hospitals treat ISIS fighters? Connect the dots. And I got some hate for the last video that I put up because I was pretty much stating that this al-Baghdadi guy was a Mossad agent, also trained by the United States and the CIA, and his parents were from Israel. They were Jewish, and connecting, the creation of ISIS through Israel. That's part of it. It wasn't just Israel, but I got a lot of hate from people saying everyone's you and blaming the Jews and Israel, and it has nothing to do with it. I am pro-fact, pro-truth. Religion, race, that means nothing to me. Everyone's equal in my eyes. It doesn't matter what religion you worship or whatever you do. I just want the truth, and if that connects the dots, I've never thought Israel was innocent in any of this stuff. They're not some innocent country out there. So even though we're allies with them, I don't know. But yeah, the embassies did close all over the world, and they're saying because of these embassies closing, it was due to, let's see here. It was a dispute with Treasury over bids to retroactively cut envoys' expense stipends. No consular services for Israelis abroad. So they're saying it's because of financial issues inside these embassies, and that's why they closed all over the world. I highly doubt that. I have really believed that the intelligence that was collected from al-Baghdadi's raid probably linked Israel to a lot of these ISIS fighters. And they need to do damage control, which we still don't know what's going to happen. It's only been a week since al-Baghdadi's been killed. So very interesting stuff. And to top it all off, guys, this is why I guess the main crux of this episode is that I feel change is coming, is because the deep state is taking their mask off. They're unveiling themselves. They're getting more bold because they're getting backed up into a corner more. Just look at this video real quick because I thought it was very eye-opening. Check it out.
You'd have to agree that now the impeachment inquiry is underway, sparked by a complaint from someone within the intelligence community. It feeds the president's concern and often used term about a deep state being there to take him out.
Thank God for the deep state. I mean, I think, everyone here has seen this progression.
And he keeps blabbering on. But he acknowledges the deep state. He acknowledges it. And so many people for so long have said, it's all conspiracy theories. If you have this was John McLaughlin, former CIA director, acknowledging the deep state's existence. And I saw this was another tweet. I don't know if it was Tiffany Frantzman, I think her last name is. She's huge. She's up and coming. Or Jordan Sather, but it was Tiffany. It was Tiffany Frantzman, I think. I just want to make sure that's right. Tiffany Fitzhenry. Wow. I butchered that name. Tiffany Fitzhenry. She said, now that we know there's an existence of a deep state, then we have no republic. And she's asking the question, so which one is it? Which one do we want? Again, these videos these aren't coincidences that these traffickers are coming down. We have the reports, the IG reports coming any day. Brennan, I can't remember his name now. The investigators are turning the investigation into a criminal investigation. Durham and Barr are turning that investigation into criminal investigation now, and it's fantastic. All these things are changing, and this winter is going to be crazy. The summer was taken over pretty much by Epstein because he got arrested. That was pretty much the main crux of Epstein, and then the Q drops, and it was awesome. And I really think we're going to be seeing a really ramped up version that we're used to in the coming weeks and months as we go to the end of the year. And again, of course, we have one more year until re-election. So we'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. And the last thing I just want to touch on, Nancy Pelosi said she would only support impeachment if it was bipartisan. Today, there was a bipartisan vote against the Democrats' impeachment sham. Impeachment doesn't even meet her own standard. I'm not for impeachment without bipartisan support, Pelosi said, roiling fellow Democrats. And guys, we all know this is a huge joke. It's not going to go anywhere. Mainstream media is pushing it out that, this is the actual vote, and it's not. It's got to go through the House first, and if it makes it to the House, it's got to go through the Senate, and it's not going to happen. There's going to end up being a super majority in the House at some point with Republicans then controlling it. So we'll see what happens. But we all know this is a huge sham. But again, guys, this is just a recap of this week's news. This is all I got for you. I feel there's going to be a lot of breaking stuff coming out this week. But until then, guys, I'm going to be all over it. This week, for me, as far as work, is going to be normal. I still am getting out super early. But the week after, I'm going to be working later days, so I'm going to have to rearrange my schedule, see what happens. But I'm still going to be here. That's not going to change. So subscribe to my channel, guys. Hit the like button. Share this with friends and family. Support independent media. My goal, guys, was to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. But now, as you guys can see, in the month of August, we hit 2,100 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for all the support. It's fantastic. And the channel's growing faster than I thought it would ever would. So keep your eyes and ears open, guys. Stay safe and stay woke.